Good morning. In the last session, we discussed if statements, if else statements, and nested if else statements. We discussed syntax of if else statement, nested if else statement, and the example of the if else statement, nested if else statements. Today, we are going to discuss conditional operator and else if ladder. Conditional operator. It is useful to make two-way decisions, same as the if else statement. It is the combination of question mark and colon symbol. It takes three operands. The general form of conditional operator is conditional expression question mark expression 1 colon expression 2. The conditional expression is evaluated first. If it is value is true, it returns 1. The value of expression 1 is returned. Else, the value of expression 2 is returned. It is same equivalent to the if else statement. In the if else statement, it checks the condition. If the condition is true, it executes the if block statements. If the condition is false, it executes the else part instructions. In this, the if else statement is wrote in a single line. In this conditional operator, we wrote these three things in one single line. Conditional expression question mark. If it is true, it executes expression 1 colon if expression 2. If it is true, the conditional expression returns true value, then it executes the expression 1. Otherwise, the conditional expression returns false, then it executes the expression 2. We will see one example. If x less than 0, flag is equal to 0, else flag is equal to 1. This is the simple if else statement. This same program is written in the by using conditional operator. Flag is equal to the conditional expression x less than 0 question mark 0 expression 1 colon 1. It is the expression 2. The conditional operator is equivalent to the if else statement. In the if else statement, we will separated the block of instructions. We will execute the block of instructions under the if block or under the else block. This single line only we can write the program by using the conditional operator. If you observe this example, if x less than 0, flag is equal to 0, else flag is equal to 1. This is the 4 lines of code. If you write the same program by using the conditional operator, the length of the program 4 lines are reduced to only 1 line. The conditional operator is useful where the expressions are single under the if block and else block. then it will very useful to the programmer. By using this conditional operator, we can reduce the program length, and it is very easy to understand to the programmer or others by observing, by reading the single line. The conditional operator or the question mark colon operator, consider the evaluation of the following functions. Y is equal to 1.5 x plus 3 for x less than or equal to 2. Y is equal to 2x plus 5 for x greater than 2. Here we have to evaluate the y value by using the expressions. Two expressions are there. If x value is less than or equal to 2, we have to evaluate y value as y is equal to 1.5 x plus 3. If the x value is greater than 2, then we have to evaluate the second expression y is equal to x plus 5. By using the conditional operator, we can write this program in a single line under y is equal to, if x less than or equal to 2. If it is true, it executes 1.5 x plus 3 expression colon. If the conditional expression x less than or equal to 2 is false, it executes the expression 2, that is 2x plus 5. Within the single line, in a single line, we are writing the program. By reading this a single line, the programmer can understand easily. Now we'll see one more example how where the conditional operator is useful. Here, to calculate the salary, if x is the number of products is sold in a week, his weekly salary is given by salary is equal to 4x plus 100 for x less than 40, 300 for x is equal to 40, 4.5x plus 150 for x greater than 40. If an employee sold products that less than 40, if a employee sold the number of products that less than 40, he will get the salary 4x plus 100. This is the one expression, one formula to calculate the salary. If he sold 40 products in a week, he will get the 300. Directly he will get the 300. If he sold above 40 products, then he will get 4.5x plus 150 is the formula. By using the conditional operator, we will calculate the salary of a person. Salary is equal to x not equal to 40. Within the conditional operator, again we are writing one more conditional operator, because there are three states are there. If you sold the products less than 40, this is the one. Second one, if he may sold equal to 40 products in a week. He may sold above 40 in a week. He can sold above 40 products in a week. For that purpose, we are using the nested conditional operator in this program. Actually, the conditional operator is used to check whether the condition is true or false. For two states only, we will use the conditional operator. But here, three states are there. The employee may be sold less than 40 products. He may sold 40 products. He may sold above 40 products in a week. That's why we are using two conditional operator. The conditional operator within the conditional operator. Salary is equal to x not equal to 40. Conditional operator. Again, if it is true, again we will check x less than 40. Conditional operator. In this example, the salary is calculated. Salary is equal to x not equal to 40. Conditional operator. Within the conditional operator, in the true part, expression 1, again we wrote one more conditional operator. If this condition is true, it evaluates the expression 1. In that expression 1 place, we are writing one more conditional operator, that is x less than 40. Conditional operator. Again 4x plus 100 colon 4.5x plus 150 colon 300. In first conditional operator, it checks whether he sold 40 products or not. If he sold 40 products, then it gives the salary value 300. If the he sold on less than or above 40 products, then it enter into the second conditional operator. In the second conditional operator, it checks x less than 40. If it is true, it evaluates the expression 4x plus 100. If it is false, it evaluates 4.5x plus 150. In this way, we will find the salary of a employee. Now we will see one more example how the conditional operator is used to find out the biggest number, big number from given two numbers. This program achieved by using the if else statement also. We can also write this program by using the conditional operator in a single line. We declare hash include stdio.h. We will write this statement. Main function, we declare two variables a comma b and the temporary variable larger. Printf, enter a b values. By using the scanf function, we read the %d and read these two values and store that values in a and b. Now we are going to use conditional operator larger is equal to a greater than b question mark. If it is true, expression 1 a. If it is false, expression 2 b. If the condition is true, the a value expression 1 is assigned to the larger. If the condition is false, b value is assigned to the larger variable. After assigning the value, after finding the bigger number, we will print the larger value. Printf, it prints the larger value. On the output screen, you will find enter a comma b values. If you entered 20 and 35, two numbers, By executing the conditional operator, it finds out 35b. 35 is the larger number. Now we will see multiple branching statements. Up to now we saw only conditional statement for single, or within the if block we wrote one more if else statements, that is called the nested if else statements. Now if there are some condition, more than one condition we have to check, then we use the else if ladder or switch statement. This is called multiple branching statements. For example, to find out the whether the student got division, first division or second division, third division or fail, at that time we must use the multiple checking, multiple comparisons, whether the student got less than 40 or less than 50 or less than 60 or above 70 percentage. At that time we are checking four conditions: first class, second class, third class or fail. For that purpose we use the else if ladder. The syntax of the else if ladder is: if condition 1 is true, it executes the statement 1 and ignores the remaining part of the else if ladder. If the condition is false, it goes to the second else if, that is the next to the if condition else if statement. Here it checks the condition 2. If that condition 2 is true, it executes the statement 2. If the second condition is false, it goes to third condition. If that condition is true, it executes statement 3. Otherwise, it goes to the fourth condition up to end of the last else if condition. If the last else if condition is also false, then it executes the else part. We will see one, I will tell you one sample example. For example, a student got first class or second class or third class or distinction. At that time we will check whether the student got less than 40 percentage marks. If the student got less than 40 percentage marks, we will declare as third class. If the student got less than 50 percentage marks, then we will declare second class. If the student got less than 60 percentage, we will declare first class. Like that, if the student got above 70 percentage, we will declare distinction. Here we are checking whether the student got less than 40. If yes, we declared as a third class. If the student got less than 50 percentage, we declared as a second class. Otherwise, we are checking, the checking is going on whether the student got third class marks less than 40 or less than 50 or less than 60 or less than 70 or above 70. If he got above 70 percentage of marks, then we will declare a is the distinction. Based on some situation, based on some condition, the criteria that may be changed. Here in this scenario, I take less than 40 third class, less than 50 I took second class, less than 60 I took first class, above 70 I took distinction. In our real life, we use we used to pay the current bill, power bill. They will also calculate the power bill based on some criteria. If they consume, the customer consumes 1 to 50, they comes under category 1. 51 to 100, they comes under category 2. 101 to 100 units, they comes under category 3. 201 to 300, they will comes under category 4, like that. While they calculating the power bill, they will check the units consumed, the units is in between where, whether less than 100, 50 or 100 or 200 or 300, 400. Based on their rules and regulation, they will write the program and they will execute that program. They will calculate the power bill. Yet that this is the real, in our real life we are using this program. We will see the flow chart of else if ladder. If condition 1 is true, it executes the statements and ignores the remaining part of the else if ladder. Remaining all else if statements it ignores. If the first condition is true, if the first condition is false, it goes to the second condition. The second condition is true, then it executes the statements under the else second first else if, and it ignores the remaining else if of that else if ladder. If that second condition is also false, it goes to check third condition. The third condition is true, then it executes the statements or instructions under the second else if block and ignores the remaining else if ladder statements. In this way, it will execute the statements. This is the flowchart. Observe carefully. Condition 1, if it is true, it executes the statement 1. If the condition is false, it goes to the second condition. Again, it checks the second condition. The condition is true, it executes the statements 2. Otherwise, it goes to the false direction and checks the third condition. If the third condition is true, it executes the statements 3. If that is also false, it goes to the further conditions until the last condition, last else if. After that, if there is a else if part is there, then it executes else part. And after the else part, it continues the remaining program. Mostly, we use the else if ladder to check multiple conditions. Multiple chances are there, then multiple conditions are there, then we use the else if ladder. For example, if there are two states are there, whether the student pass or fail, then we use the else if else statement. In the if else statement, we have the two states. To find out the two statements, whether the pass or fail, true or false, to find out two states only, we use the if else. To find out the multiple stages, multiple states, then we use the else if ladder. In else if construct, the conditions are evaluated downwards from top to bottom. The conditions are from top to bottom, downwards. As soon as true condition is found, statements associated with it are executed and the control is transferred to statement X. Wherever the condition is true, for that else if block only, it executes. Remaining else if ladder is ignored. If n conditions are false, final else containing the default statement will be executed as we discussed now. We will see one example that is only we discussed now. Here on the slide, to determine grading of students depending on the marks he has got. The rules for the grading: 70 to 100 distinction, 60 to 69 first division, 50 to 59 second division, 35 to 49 third division, 0 to 34 fail. Based on the rules, we will calculate the grades. Here these are the rules, these are the grades. Here is a one program. Here is one program to find out the distinction or first division, second division or third division or fail of a student based on his marks. We will go through this program. After that, we will execute these programs in the Turbo C++ compiler. Here hash include stdio.h main function declared marks as integer, printf enter average marks. We will read that marks and store in a marks variable. If marks greater than or equal to 70, printf distinction. If it is not true, if that condition is not true, that means false, then the student doesn't get above 70 marks, then he compulsorily may got first division or second division or third division or fail. To check the whether the student got distinction, we wrote first condition. In the second condition, whether the student got first division, for that in the else if we wrote marks greater than or equal to 60. If it is true, we conclude that student got first division. If it is not, the student doesn't got above 60, then again we need to check whether the student got above 50 by using the else if statement. Again we will check that marks, and again if the student doesn't got above 50, we will check with again else if condition, marks greater than or equal to 35. Else printf. Finally, if the four conditions are failed, we are checking one after one. If the student got above 70 marks, or the student got above 60 marks, the student got above 50 marks, or the student got above 35 marks. Otherwise, finally, if the student doesn't got above 35 marks, finally we will conclude he failed. That is the default decision. We will execute the same program in the Turbo C++. Later, we will discuss one more program about the power bill. Electricity Power Distribution Company charges its domestic consumers as follows. An electric power distribution company charges its domestic consumers as follows. The consumption units, left side the consumption units, right side rate of charge. 0 to 200 units rate 0.5 per unit. 201 to 400 rupees 100 plus 0.65 per unit excess 200. Next, 401 to 600, rupees 230 plus rupees 0.8 per unit excess 400. 601 and above, rupees 390 plus rupees 1 per unit excess 600. Here the program. Now we will analyze how to write the program. Here there are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 stages are there. 4 states. One is the current bill. The consumption units may be in fall between 0 to 200 or 201 to 400 or 401 to 600 or 601 and above. 4 states are there. In any one state, you may get the power bill. For that, if the units consumption units in between 0 to 200, we have to calculate the rate of charge 50 paisa per unit. For example, if you consume 100 units for a month, then you fall under the first category, that is 0 to 200. The rate of charge is 0.50 per unit, that is the 50 paisa per unit. In that situation, number of units is 100, the rate of charge is equal to 50 paisa. This will be multiplied, then you will get the answer, the power bill 50 rupees. Here you need to check the consumption units, how many units he consumed in that month. For that, 3 times you need to check. Here 4 states are there. One is 0 to 200, second one 201 to 400, third one 401 to 600, and fourth one 601 to above. If you check 3 times, 3 comparisons, you then ultimately the remaining is the above 601 only. For that we will write the program. See this program, hash include stdio.h main int. This is the same program. Something is wrong. We will go for the units. Here is the program. So hash include stdio.h main function int units float charges. To read the number of units consumed is units float charges to calculate the floats, because the values, the charges are in floating point. That's why we declared floating charges. Printf enter units consumed by the user. By using the scanf function, we'll read the units and store that number in that units in units variable. Now the else if ladder is started here. If units greater than 600, if the units greater than 600, charges is equal to, as per the rules of the company, the charges is equal to 390 plus units minus 600. Else if units, if the condition is fails, the units, the consumed units may be fall under 400. Else if units greater than 400, the charges is equal to 230 plus 0.80 with multiplied with units minus 400. Else if units greater than 200, charges is equal to 100 plus 0.65 multiplied with units minus 200. Else the remaining, if we are checking three states, whether the consumed units falls under above 600, second condition above 400, third condition above 200. If these three conditions are false, the remaining thing, the default thing is it comes under below 200 only. For the below 200, the rates is 0.5 rupees per unit. For that, we are writing the formula. The charges is equal 0.5 into units. Printf charges are rupees percentage f, the conversion character for floating number charges. If you execute this program, for sample, for example, if you entered 100 units, the charges are 50 rupees. In the memory also, the variable units contains 100 units and charges contain 50.0. We will see, we will give if the units are changed. If we enter the units 410, then the charges are 238, because if the units are 410, it comes under second condition. It satisfies second condition, else if units above greater than 400, so it executes this else if part. Charges is equal to 230 plus 0.80 multiplied with units minus 400. Units is here 400 and minus 400. The net units are up to 400. The charges are 230. For remaining units above 400 units, 10 units are there. For that 0.8 in with multiplied with 10 units, that is 8 rupees. 230 plus 8, total 238 rupees for this example. We will see one more example. If you enter 210 units, if you enter 210 units, what it returns? If you enter 210 units, it checks the first condition. The units are above 600, greater than 600. No, the condition is false. It goes to the second else if second condition. The units entered units are 210, greater than 400. No, it is false. Then it goes to the third condition. Units greater than 210. The entered units are 210, greater than 200. Yes, it is correct. So it executes this else if block. Under this else if block, charges are calculated. Charges is equal to 100 plus 0.65 multiplied with units minus 200. Here the units are 210 minus 200. Net units are 10 units only. The 100 rupees here for 200 units, the charges are 100 rupees, because the less than 200 up to 200, the unit charge is 50 paisa only. 50 paisa only. The charges for 200 units 100 rupees, plus for net units above 200, 10 units are there. For that the value is 6.5 rupees. The total is 106.5 rupees. In this way, we can use the else if ladder. The else if ladder is used to check the multiple condition and the resultant value will be any one of the condition, any one of the states is defined. Otherwise, the default statement, that is else part, is executed. The else if ladder and the conditional operator is very useful while you are writing the programs. So again I am repeating this else if statement. We can recap this one. The conditional operator, it is useful to make two-way decisions. Two-way means whether the condition is true or false. True or false. It is the combination of question mark and colon symbol. It takes three operands. This is the ternary operator. The conditional operator is equivalent to the if-else statement. As we discussed in the if-else statement, if the condition is true, it executes the if block statements. If block of statements. If block statements. If the condition is false, it executes only else part statement. It ignores the if block statements. Here, if you take the if else statements, we can execute more than one statement in the if block. We in the else part also we can execute more than one statement, but while you are executing conditional expression, while you are using the conditional operator, it is simple in a single line. The conditional expression question mark expression 1 colon expression 2. This is the syntax of conditional operator. If the conditional expression is true, it evaluates expression 1. If the conditional expression false, it executes expression 2, evaluates expression 2 and assigns that value to the left side variable of the conditional expression. We will see that example is flag is equal to x less than 0 question mark 0 colon 1. If this conditional expression is true, then if the x value is less than 0, it assigns the 0 to the flag. If the x value is above 0, it assigns 1 to the flag variable. We will see else if ladder syntax. Else if ladder is used to multiple branching to check the more than one condition. To check more than one condition, we use the we use else if ladder. These are used when there are more than two choices and the control has to select one among these choices. The best example is the student division. To select the whether the student is first division or second division or third division or fail, we use at that situation we have more than two choices. At that situation we use the else if ladder. The else if ladder syntax is if condition 1, if that condition 1 is true, it executes statement 1. If condition is false, it checks second condition. If the second condition is true, it executes followed by that instructions, that block. Otherwise, it goes to the third condition. If the third condition is also false, it goes to the fourth condition up to end of the all conditions. After end of the all conditions are failed, then it executes else part. If in between any one condition is true, it executes the instructions followed by that else if block and it ignores remaining part of the else if ladder. The flowchart is like this. Observe this flowchart. Else if ladder condition 1, it checks for the condition 1. If it is true, it executes the statements. Otherwise, it goes to the further conditions until the last condition. By default, else part is executed if all the conditions are failed. This is very important. Okay, thank you.